morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, June 7th. We've got great sports action lined up today, despite no playoffs tonight. We might have had our fill of playoffs after last night's game, still trying to recover from the excitement of Florida's win over Edmonton last night in overtime, and what a great game. Another great game for sure from the Stanley Cup Finals deliver once again yesterday with the win there for Florida. Didn't quite go my way there as far as the side is concerned, but a thrilling game nonetheless. And, well, I did have that premium pick winner on the over again last night. I understand maybe people wanting to get involved with the under thinking it could turn, but man, just seems like these two teams can't help themselves finding ways to give the other team opportunities with power plays and crazy plays and such. A great game last night. Marchand with that breakaway goal into the second overtime and even this series up at 1. The teams were just a combined 2 for 10 on the power play, so I guess I don't have to get too uptight about the way that went, but Florida did have that shorthanded goal, don't forget, and game 4 is Monday night, so just a real good, great series, just what they needed. Ratings may be down for sure in the United States. That's not necessarily the case in Canada, but maybe with a warm weather team and a Canadian team, it maybe hasn't worked out. Maybe people will get the clue and tune in to this series as it marches on. It does feel like it could go 7, but right now Florida is in control of the series with that road win last night. Hopefully it did go your way. Like I said, I'm on Edmonton in the series, so just riding it out. We'll see what happens in game 3 on Monday night, but truly thriller last night, especially with the Edmonton goal there late in regulation as well to tie it up at 4. Really exciting game last night. All right, let me say hello to the folks here as we get ready for tennis action here. Bottom of the hour, Coco Gauff taking on Arina Sabalenka in a monster matchup in Paris. Who do you have in the French Open final here? And I see right here, you see the suspended game. I think I'm just trying to get into the suspended game today will be made up in baseball as well. So a little quirk to the schedule. You see the Diamondbacks and Reds down here to play a regular scheduled game, but we do have that 3-3 tie we've got to solve here before we move on to that regular game today. So how'd it go in baseball for you guys yesterday? As well, hello in the chat too. A few folks here just coming in, including, Chris Commentini. Well, he's no new member. I mean, he's been around, but see that right there. And there's Robert McCormick, James Parm here today. Blue, Lotto Dee Dotto Die with us. Jim Neweiger here today as well. Nice to have some of the crew here today. And Perry with that goal last night. Had a couple of good ones. All right. And thank you for joining me here with the action today. Let's take a look. We'll have live coverage later today of UFC 316 companion coverage here on the Sports Money Network. I'll be along with the guys today for Davalishvili versus O'Malley 2 from Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. We'll have President Trump on the air with us. That's Mikey. And President Trump will be at the UFC apparently tonight. That's what he does when they come to the metro area. And we'll see that main event between Dvalishvili and O'Malley. Hey, you can check out our previews for this week, including VB MMA Picks, the show that I host with my expert analyst. Our guest this week was Kyle Anthony. Joined us for previews of the main event and two other fights, including that great bantamweight bout. We also have on Saturday between Bautista and Patchy Mix making his debut, and also check out First Strike. The guys previewed their favorite fights this week, their favorite matchups on the card, so make sure you check it out. You guys can get rolling here. VB MMA Picks is brought to you by SXBet, the world's largest blockchain betting exchange. So you can check both those out here before we get rolling. Expected to go off here this afternoon or this evening on the East Coast. Fighting gets underway at 6:15 Eastern, 3:15 Pacific. We're expected to be along maybe 15 to 30 minutes before that with the coverage from UFC 316. So hopefully you'll be able to join us. It should be a pretty good day of sports betting. Baseball takes center stage for most of the day here, including college baseball today. Super regionals continue, but let's take a look at some of the action from last night in Major League Baseball and review some of the games and results from the play yesterday, including late action. The A's held off Baltimore. Mason Miller got 5 outs for his 13th save, escaped a bases loaded 1-out jam. Tremendous save, actually, and the A's got the win over Baltimore. How about Denzel Clark doing it again with his great defense? That catch in center field when he crashed into the wall full speed, caught the ball, and did have to leave the game a little later. I don't know if he had an injured wrist or if it was a concussion from hitting the wall, but what a play that was. I did score last night with a premium winner with the Giants in that walk-off win over Atlanta. Atlanta rallied to come back and make it 5-4, but in the end, it was the Giants winning on a wild pitch. So, concerning the Braves, 8 games under 500 now. Ironically, they're 9-17 in one-run games. So, not clutch are not the Braves, I guess. But hey, if the playoffs started today, the Giants would be in, and so would my Padres, and it'd be the Cubs, the Dodgers, and the Mets, and the Phillies would be in there too. But they don't start today. American League would be the Yankees, Astros, and Tigers. All of a sudden, the Astros are up there, and also the wild cards would be the Rays, the Blue Jays, and the Twins. So how about that? All right, a few more results, though, from yesterday. We did have some winners here, including on the show. I had the Pittsburgh Pirates over the Philadelphia Phillies. Yeah, I had the Pirates. Adam Frazier, 3 hits. He scored the game-winning one. Adam Frazier, he's still in the league. And the Phillies have lost to 7 of their last 8 games all of a sudden. Also on the show yesterday, I did have the Washington Nationals in their win over Texas. Did we have a sports money premium pick on the under? You bet we did. Against Soroka, outdueled the former Nationals pitcher Patrick Corbin in a pitcher's duel, in the house call for Alex Call with the home run. And this one was such a throwback, man. They played this game like it was Randy Jones against Steve Carlton. They took care of the game in an hour and 50 minutes. I guess it was a bad night for the beer stands in Washington. A true throwback there with Corbin and Soroka dealing in a 2-0 game. Get in, get out. Did you get your money's worth in that one? How about the Bronx Bombers over Boston last night, 9-6. New York had a 7-0 lead in that one. I saw the stat. Boston uh, pitchers have an ERA of 7 in the first inning. Talk about your fees there. Red Sox have lost 9 of 12 right now. Hey, we did have a winner here on the show yesterday with the Houston Astros and their win yesterday over Cleveland. And hey, I called the under over on the happy hour show yesterday. Hopefully you're checking me out every day at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific, Monday through Friday on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Before pre-gaming, and also, I had a premium pick winner last night, Cubs and Detroit game to go under with Brown and Skubal. How could you not take an under in that one with Tariq Skubal? Last 11 starts right now, 3 walks, 95 strikeouts. Pretty good. They sold it out in Detroit. Here, what's going on, Detroit? You should be packing that stadium every night for this exciting team right now. And also, we had a winner here on the show with the Chicago White Sox yesterday on the run line against Kansas City. At least I took them on the run line as the White Sox clubbed at Kansas City 7-2. I also had a premium pick winner, Sports Money Premium, Kansas City and the White Sox to go over yesterday. I had the Padres over the Milwaukee Brewers, my Padres on the road. I said, hey, this is when you want to take the Padres as a big underdog here in this role. Today's more closer to a pickup. Maybe it won't be as good of a situation, but I like taking the Padres at plus money right now. Also, saw here last night, we're just getting ready for action here. We're getting underway here with Goff and Sabalenka. I'm on Coco Goff. Took the game points here, but did sprinkle the money line as well. And we're just underway in Paris right now. Goff and Sabalenka women's final. What are you on in the chat? Also, had a winner yesterday with the St. Louis Cardinals over the Dodgers. Yeah, I had the Cards last night with Sonny Gray in that lower scoring game against the up and down Dodgers here right now. Also had a winner here on the show, Mets and Colorado game to go under with Senga. Look at those numbers that Senga is putting up right now. Also just incredible string right now for Senga. Not giving up any runs here practically. It was 4-2 in that game, but Senga, big numbers again. Also, hopefully you're checking out a show I'm on called Cover the Spread. Did have the Angels over Seattle on that show yesterday with Hendricks over Miller. So had some winners for sure in baseball. And let's see how you guys are rolling today. Here we go. And Blues like in the postseason. Good morning to Philly Eagle Flyer. Nasty Nate's here to handle things, and he's got the Red Sox today to smash those Yankees. And Andrew says Florida might win the Cup again after wrestling that home ice advantage. Flea Mathis is here as well. And Old E, good morning and hello. Nice to see you today. And Jim says it would be so great postseason with those teams in the playoffs. Good morning to Fernando here today. And Bolivia got there yesterday. I think did we call for a winner in the games last night? Hey, I do know I have one bet today. I don't know if I've gone too heavy in the Euro qualifying today, but I am going under in the match between England, and let me get the right line here, between England and Andorra. It's 4.5 under 25, or maybe 4.25 under 15. I am going under with England and Andorra. I mean, I don't know, think Andorra is going to score, but I'll put England on 3 goals here. Maybe they'll get 4, but I'm just underway. Bosnia and San Marino. Today we got qualifiers all day today from not only Europe, but also some, I believe, some CONCACAF as well. So, all right. And let's see who else is here. Action Jackson, hello. Nice to have you as well. Blue wants the Dodgers team total over today. WNBA last night, I could only come up with a winner here on the show with Atlanta and Connecticut game to go over, and I'm not sure it still went over for everybody, right? Final score 84-76, 160 points. I know there was some of the numbers landed 160 actually by the time the game went off. They're mostly 159.5. And when we were on the WNBA show there yesterday, I didn't have it on this show. I had Atlanta, but Connecticut with the big upset there over Atlanta, this topsy-turvy WNBA. But running on a WNBA preview show every day. Hopefully you're checking that out over at the Tony's Picks channel, and did have the over there. And late last night it was the Los Angeles Sparks winning over Dallas, pulling away for a 93-79 win there. I had a premium over there at Tony's Picks on the under in that game, and most of the players that waited will score a victory there, but I could only get a push. So it goes both ways, I guess, there a little bit. And CFL action last night, I whiffed big time as Montreal stuffed Toronto in the second day. And we have two more games today in the CFL. So, all right. Hey, hopefully you caught my picks over there at winnable.com, the free selections. Just want to cover it here right now because we had some winners yesterday or this morning. Hopefully you're riding with me a little bit on some of the plays. I did have here overnight, including the Australian Football League, as I had the Geelong Cats over the Gold Coast Suns for another winner in the AFL. We're in a good roll here right now with my AFL picks, as Geelong over Gold Coast pulling away low-scoring games last night in the AFL. I had Richmond and Sydney. I mean, they was only averaging 100 points, totals. And I know you guys know this. They're usually 160 or so, but last night only 116 points as Sydney crushed Richmond, and the Geelong game was only 98 points, and in the Port Adelaide against Greater Western Sydney, only 116 points. So lots of low scores last night. We have CFL action today as well, as we're trying to find some sports. But I'll tell you what we got is a full slate of regional baseball action, and you can catch up with me with some picks over at winnable.com. I'm going to have some premiums here today in college baseball, so make sure you check it out at winnable.com/Ramon. I know we got a lot of you signed up over there. I really appreciate it, man. We got over 220 subscribers to the free selections, and also a few dozen of you on the paid subscriptions. So I'll keep coming back here and doing this show as long as you'll support me, and you get a little extra content in there as well from me. Plays every day sent to your device. You can turn on the notifications. You can just check it when you want. Just know that I'm on some more games after we leave here. I come on here every morning and love to preview the games with you guys, give out some picks, but we don't give them all out. And sometimes the later information is better information, of course. You can get more plays usually within 30 minutes to 60 minutes before the card starts for a particular sport. And you can check them out at winnable.com/Ramon. And well, hey, we did have some college baseball winners there on the VIP last night, as I had Coastal Carolina over Auburn. Took a while to get that one done after the rain delay, but we did send out Coastal on the free picks last night. My NHL premium was on, the Panthers and the Oilers game to go over. So please check those out. And look, for basically 50 cents a day, you're going to get some good winners from me, some well thought out winners. And like I said, this big college baseball card today is going to be fun. It actually gets underway in just 90 minutes. I'll try to bring us a winner possibly there to get the day started. Like I said, I'm on basically North Carolina to win right now. I do also hold a future on LSU, but my North Carolina future is a little bigger. And so it was funny because I went with Arizona the other in that blowout yesterday, thinking that Arizona would have enough pitching to make it a close game. But North Carolina, man, they've got pitching, they've got hitting, and they look like the best team all of a sudden in the NCAA playoffs. Okay, let's get back to the action here right now and get going with a couple of more comments and see how everybody's ready to roll here today with the action. Like Action Jackson, right? Blue had a big parlay the other day. Andrew says, let's go Alouettes in that win. And let's see, Jim's got a 4-leg parlay here. He's got Hamilton moneyline and over, BC moneyline and over, or a little 5.5 to 1 there. And Fernando's giving us some action here. He's talking Euro qualifiers here right now. Thank you to AOD being here today as well. And Blue says, we saw it. I guess really is the big news. I don't want to bore you. I know I like to come on here and talk about, big news, breaking news. It was a big story last night that broke kind of late with the House ruling there, the House being the name of the person involved in the example for the lawsuit, but college athletes, and not only to get their official larger piece of the pie, meaning that the universities will kind of be able to pay players directly, handling their own form of NIL deals. It's a complicated ruling, but what it is going to mean is that, universities will be able to pay the players directly, not have to necessarily round it up in NIL or disguise it as some other thing to whatever they want to call it. And also allowed for a couple $1 billion retroactively to paid retroactively to athletes over the last, I think it's 9 years. I don't know why. I didn't. It's pretty boring, but I didn't read why it just only goes back 9 years. I'm sure it has something to do with the conference breakup and the contracts, the money contracts that came in. But a big ruling there yesterday for athletes, and make sure that your young folk getting your kids a piece of the pie here. We saw, for example, last night with Texas winning the college softball title there yesterday, crushing Texas Tech. And those ladies are, getting paid a little bit for sure to play in those high level televised sports, and well, they should. So let's get your athletes playing. Don't press them too hard. Let them do what they want. But if they pick a sport and they choose, do everything you can to get them that college money, because that's a real deal. Andrew K here today. Jim Duweiger has a play for us at Saratoga as we get ready today for the Belmont Stakes. Look, I'm going back to journalism. I know I've totally blown it with journalism, and why wouldn't I, love journalism? Baeza is getting the most attention today, it feels like, is kind of the, everyone's had their moment. Here's Baezas, who look pretty good here, but I looked at it and I posed a question to one of our experts, Keith, each and every stride, when talking about journalism. And look, he ended up winning that Preakness Stakes in incredibly impressive fashion, right? If you think about it, having to bust through that traffic. And I said, Keith, do you think that if journalism wouldn't have to fight through that traffic, that he would have won by even more lengths? He said no, he didn't really think that was necessarily the case. And I don't know, man. It just seems like if he wouldn't have got hung up there, he might have been even more impressive here. So Look, conditions are fine today. I'm going to take journalism again. I would, yeah, the buyer number wasn't, but look what happened. I mean, look, it doesn't take into account the traffic, the trouble, but, he had a wrestling match there for a good quarter of a furlong, it felt like, before he busted through and snuck in and got the win at the Preakness. So enjoy that today. And we might be on the air. I might have a race call in me today if the guys let me. All right, Zoe Faye, good morning. Hello. Let's get ready for the previews here a little bit. And get ready here. Jim says, yeah, Canadian. They just wore her out, it felt like, didn't it? Didn't it there, Jim? And Texas impressive to win. And Chris, is that his Kentucky Derby pick right there? Chris Warren, hello. Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you. All right. I think we're ready to start to preview the action. I think I've read everything. Oh, well, we are getting close to the day, aren't we? And let's hear from Mike right now before we get started, you guys. I'm not going to say bear with us. I love this commercial, and I think I want everybody to know what we have in store. I know you guys have seen it already, but in case you're just here on the weekends, let me run this, and we'll want to get ready for the big week.
Sports Money's excited to present Chillin' and Grillin'. It's our 4th of July contest designed to bring you a barbecue from the Sports Money family. Real simple contest. It's a ribeye play of the day. You too can get in the ribeye business. And it's a real simple contest. All you have to do is pick one player per day. The contest period runs from June 9th through June 19th. That's a 10-day contest. That means you pick one player. You'll see on the screen, Ohtani, RBI with the price and the book. You'll post that each day, one entry per day required for 10 total entries. And of course, you got to post it to the designated video. It's in the comments field that we want to focus on this contest. Entries, of course, must be in before the game starts. We'll tally them all up. When it's all said and done, we'll look at the best net gain, net profit generated from the RBIs. And the winner will receive the gift basket you see on the right, a gift card to pay for your barbecue fun. Enjoy the contest. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and keep the comments coming. We'll see you soon.
Well, so I don't envy Mike having to go through all those odds and verify them, but those are the rules that he set forth. I probably just would have put a static list up there to make it easy, but that's because I like things easy. And you guys can go out there and pick ribeyes at plus $1.50, whatever you guys want to do. Pick whatever price you need there. Just find the book, and you want to take some long shots. Maybe that's it. Maybe you want to take favorites, but get one a day. So check it out this week. Win that barbecue. It's going to be awesome. All right, here we go. Let's go to the show here right now and preview the action in the major leagues. So that's what we have today, kind of, right? Here with our games today. Who got the Tigers here and the Cubs to get us going? This one's an early start here on at least we got some early Saturday action here today with an early start. This one's at 1:15 Eastern and 1:10 Eastern and 10:10 Pacific time with Tyone going up against, it's Holton, not Melton, but it's still Holton, an opener here. For Montero, there we go, $1. In fact, the Cubs have moved to the favorite here, $1.15, and the total 8.5 over 20. We'll get it right. In this one, there we go. For Jamison Tyone here in this one, Tyone. 3.76 ERA, 1.01 the whip, 218 batting average against, and a 214 BABIP. very strong numbers here for Tyone, for Holton here. Like I said, I believe he's the opener here for Montero, as the Tigers have kind of been piecing the pitching together here over the last couple of days. Holton has 26 appearances. This is just his second start of the season. He's 2-2 overall with those relief appearances. And the Tigers will go about it a little bit different route here against the Cubs today. So let's see how you got this one in the chat between Chicago and Detroit today. The Cubs have won 14 of their last 19 games coming into this one, including 6 of their last 9 on the road. Detroit's won 9 of 12. So look, this is a sneaky one, right? I almost want to, in the celebration of this series, I've been making fun of it here this week, that, hey, you know, the Cubs and the Tigers, they have played in the World Series before 4 times, believe it or not. But 2 of them came in 07 and 08, not 2007 and 2008, 1907 and 1908, and then the Tigers and Cubs met also back in the 40s, mid 40s, twice in the World Series. So look, it's interesting. Could be look, with all due respect to the Yankees and Dodgers, these teams are playing well enough to be considered World Series contenders, I would think, right now. Anyways, Detroit's gone under in 11 of their last 16. They've gone under in 5 straight at home. Cubs have gone under in 6 of their last 8. However, 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two have gone over, including 4 of the last 6 at Detroit, but it is interleague action. They meet just a couple of times a year. So let's go get your plays here in this one with Cubs taking on the Tigers today. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one. Give you guys a moment to get started here, huh? How about Blue likes the Cubs here? Hey, Tyone's got some pretty solid numbers, no doubt about it. And Damon's here today. He thinks the Tigers can win this one. Hey, the Tigers, like we said, they were able to get it done yesterday with that 3-1 game, low-scoring game there. Robert McCormick here says Tigers first 5. Zoe Faye first 5 over here. 9 Legacy likes the Tigers on the money line. And all right, guess I got to make my call in this one here. Let me see. Oh, Andrew's ready for the big match tomorrow with Sinner and Alcaraz, right? Hey, we're underway, like we said here in the tennis match right now, and Sabalenka is already looking very strong, up 4-1 over Coco. We know Coco has the stamina here, but right now, a little bit overwhelmed by Sabalenka. I thought Goff would be ready to hit here for sure, but Sabalenka is dominating the baseline here, and Goff, unforced errors. Jim likes the under in this one with the Cubs and the Tigers today. All right, guess that's going to do it for you guys here in this one. Oh, man, I got to make my call. Hey, like I said, don't forget, catch me over on the Cover the Spread show. That's a separate channel. This channel is called Cover the Spread as well. So make sure you check me out over there every day. I have a pick on this game. I have a pick on the total in this game. So, all right, I'm going to take the Cubs here in this one. I think they got a little bit more stable situation right now with Tyone going up against a bullpen game that involves probably Montero here and the like. So give me the Cubs in this one. Fernando's with me on the Cubs. All right, next up. The Blue Jays are taking on the Twins with Kevin Gausman on the mound here, going up against the Sheriff. Paddock, and that line is wrong. Let me fix that. We know it's not 160. It's more of a pick'em. I am showing a few books just starting to sneak Toronto as a favorite. I'll call it a pick'em, however, and the total is 8/15. There we go with Gausman taking on Paddock here in this one. Toronto, like we said, man, is that right? Did I get it right? Are they really in the playoffs at this point with just a record of 3 games over 500? Have the top teams in the American League really been that dominant here right now? Well, look, I mean, you've got Cleveland obviously in there. You've got Minnesota, but look at some of the other teams. They're just not up to the, Toronto just has them nicked here, it looks like right now. So I don't know if that list was right, but the widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. It was 8.5 there at one point.
Major line move.
Gausman here right now coming in with the pretty solid numbers, 3.82 ERA, but a 101 WHIP and 223 batting average against. But Paddock has been pretty solid too. 3.58 earned run average, 1.13 WHIP, 225 batting average against, and a 246 BABIP. Paddock is continuing to pitch pretty decently. Unfortunately, he doesn't get much run support. The Twins are just 3-9 with Paddock on the mound, and he's 2-6. So, as decent as the Twins have been, his win-loss record is 2-5. It is not that great, but seems like he has pitched well enough here. Let's go to the chat and see what you have. Toronto taking on Minnesota here. Toronto has won 8 of their last 9 games coming in. So this is what's kind of propelled them right now into this position. 5 games over 5. I thought I said 3 games. That's probably why I messed up. But both teams are 34. Make sure of this. Both teams come in, 34 and 29. That's what it is. And both teams averaging about 4.2, 4.3 runs per game right now. The Twins have a little bit better pitching here overall in the bullpen as well. That's been one of the strong points of the Twins. But Toronto has passed them. I'm surprised about that. Both these teams top 7 ERAs coming in. So look, decent pitching here. We just saw the game, obviously, with yesterday's result as well between these two. Ended up 6-4 as Toronto in a higher scoring game as they started, Schultz against Ober. But let's see what you have here in this one now with Toronto and Minnesota. Minnesota's won 15 of their last 19 games at home. And also Minnesota's won 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams. But Toronto got it done yesterday. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two have gone under. 5 of the last 7 here in Minnesota have gone under. Toronto's gone over in 7 of their last 8 games overall, as their offense has heated up. Minnesota was on a pretty good little streak, but they've lost 2 in a row right now. So let's see here, though, what you have with Toronto and Minnesota. This is a good game here all of a sudden. All right, Chris Warren there says toss-up. Blues on the Twins, Roberts on the Twins, 9 Legacy Twins. SF Niners here today on the Twins. Clara Sandra from X. Hello, nice to have you here. Clara, I'm glad the X chat is coming in there. Appreciate you watching the show. And let's see here. Fernando is going under here. Blue says I'm going under too. Forget it. Andrew on the Twins. And Zoe says, I was going to go Blue Jays, but everyone likes the Twins in this one all of a sudden. And look, Toronto's hot, obviously, right now, but still Minnesota 18-9 at home. Toronto still 12-16 on the road. I'm going to take Minnesota as well here in this one with Paddock. Next up is the Dodgers taking on the Cardinals. These are kind of the three earlier games before we get to the major 4 o'clock window that most of the games are getting played in today. But Goff here with a beautiful topspin lob past Sabalenka to get some momentum here finally for Goff winning a game, breaking here right now to try to get back in this one and serving here down 4-2. All right. So this one is at 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 Pacific, with Yamamoto taking on Fetty here. I think, let me fix that. I think Gray was yesterday, right, guys? Every graphics had an error so far. Terrible graphics producer here on the channel. All right, here we go. With Yamamoto with a 2.39 ERA, 1.0 whip, 186 batting average against. It's been terrific. 6-4 record. The Dodgers are 8-4 with Yamamoto on the mound for Fetty. Cardinals, as good as they've been right now and as resurgent as the Cardinals have been, they're 7 games over 500. In fact, they only are down. They only trail LA in the standings by about 2.5 games overall in the National League. Cardinals looking pretty impressive. They got the win yesterday over those Dodgers, 5-0. Fetty, 3.82 ERA, 1.28 whip, 235 batting average against. Solid numbers for Fetty, but the Cardinals are 3-9 with Fetty on the mound, which is interesting. With only 28 losses, he's been on the mound for nearly a third of them this season. So I don't necessarily think he's the weak link here. It gives you a solid outing here every time. Cardinals have won 11 of their last 15 games at home right now. You got a pretty high price. Yes, it's Yamamoto, but Fetty pretty solid here. Cardinals playing well. I know that Yamamoto is certainly going to get a lot of attention here, but the Dodgers have lost 4 of their last 6. Now, they have defeated St. Louis in 13 of the last 20 matchups between the two teams. The Cardinals have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. Dodgers have gone over in 8 of their last 11 games overall coming into this one. So let's hear it from the chat right now and see how you're playing it with the Cardinals taking on the Dodgers today at Busch. Here come the chat. And we're going to start it off here with 9 Legacy. First 5 and full game for the Dodgers. Blue likes the over. Zoe says Yamamoto too good here right now. Take the Dodgers -2 runs in that one. Yeah, Yamamoto is strong, but yeah, it's a Major League Baseball game. I think I want to take the dog here. Blue team total over in the game. I imagine that's for the Dodgers here. And let's see. Jermaine leaning Toronto in that game. Says Gausman's been pretty decent on the road. Hey, in this one, I'm going to take the Cardinals plus the 1.5 at even money here in this one. Cardinals playing good, man. It's going to be a good game today. I'll take the Cardinals on the run line. Jermaine says lean under in this St. Louis game. All right. Next up, the Braves taking on the Giants here. Bryce Elder going up against Logan Webb in this one. You got another big favorite here. The Braves were playing tough yesterday. I know the Giants did get the win, but the Braves, were in the game all the way. They trailed, but then tied it up late. I know you got Logan Webb here, obviously the better pitcher of the two right now. Elder just a 4.5 ERA and a 1.3 whip. Webb 2.55 ERA. The Giants are just 6-7 with Webb on the mound, so a bit of a money burner for sure. The Braves are one of the biggest money burners in baseball this season, though. They're down 23.25 units here, really not very profitable here, despite right now on this losing streak, the Braves continue to struggle, and that's what makes it kind of tough to think that they can compete here, even in this one right now. So let's see how you have it, though, with the matchup. Braves and Giants here today. Braves trying to shake this losing streak right now. 5 straight losses. Giants have won 4 of their last 6 games. The Braves just 1-5 in their last 6 games on the road. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. 9 of the last 13 between the two here in San Francisco have gone under as well. A lot of these Giants games right now, they're starting to turn into one of those under teams. Giants are 11-28 to the under as a favorite. The Braves are 5-8 to the under as an underdog. Giants have gone under in 12 of their last 14 overall right now, and 7 of their last 10 at home. Yesterday's game, though, did have 9 runs. So let's see how you're going to play it. I'll go to the chat and see what you have between the Braves and the Giants here today. Here we go. I think Robert has the under. Maybe it's in this one. And Blue maybe going on the under here. His first 5 under, maybe 4. Fernando and SF Niners got a Murphy. I just made up a new. All right. And Jermaine says he likes the Giants in the daytime. 9 Legacy, Giants money line. All right. Yeah, that price is a little bit high there, even for the Giants here. I know this Braves team is hot. And what is it currently? It's down to, oh, yeah, you're right. You guys, down to $1.55 or so right now, and 7.5 under 20. So that probably deserves a little update on the screen to get a little bit of a discount here on the Giants today. Braves played tough. You know what? I'll take the Giants. I'm going to take them on the run line here in this one. All right. And I think next up, the Phillies are taking on the Pirates here with Ranger Suarez going up against Andrew Heaney. In this one, hey, we took the Bucks yesterday, got that win here. Look, Pittsburgh, you know, having some big-time struggles for sure, but do have arguably their best pitcher so far, Heaney, with all due respect to Keller and Skeens. Heaney, why aren't these Pirates any better than they are? He's not the Skeens is the man, you know what I mean, for what you're getting for your money's worth here. Heaney's done a nice job, 3.39 ERA, 3-8 to the under. Pirates are 4-8 with Heaney on the mound. It's the offense that has been kind of costly here for Pittsburgh. They're averaging just 3.2 runs per game right now, and that's been the struggle of it all. For Heaney here, 1.19 whip, 224 batting average against, a 245 BABIP. Suarez is 4-0 so far for the Phillies with a 2.72 ERA, 305 though on the BABIP. Not great numbers necessarily here. The widely reported steam has come in on Pittsburgh here. The price right now is down to $1.50 or so. Probably should update that. That's giving you a big discount right now on the Phillies here in this one, and the total here 8 over 20 right now. So look, we capitalized yesterday on Pittsburgh, but this looks like at least a 20-cent discount off the openers. Now there is some notable injury news here in the game, of course, with Bryce Harper. He has a wrist injury, and he is questionable for this game. The fact that this line is moved
Major line move.
Pretty significantly here to me. Does feel like Harper could miss the game here today. So is that enough here for you to get with Philly, or can Pittsburgh get him again here, just as they did yesterday? You look at the numbers here right now for these teams, and you got a Pittsburgh team that's won 5 of their last 6 games at home against the Phillies right now. Philadelphia, though, has won 4 of the last 5 overall between the two. Philly wins at home against the Pirates. Philadelphia's lost 7 of their last 8 games right now, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. For Philly here, they've gone over in 6 of their last 9 games, but 8 of the last 12 games between these two teams have gone under, and Pittsburgh's gone under in 11 of their last 16 games at home because they're Pittsburgh and they're not hitting. So let's go to the chat here. You guys are a little, dare I say, slow paced today. Maybe it's me. Here we go. We've got Blue on the Phillies, first 5. Here's 9 Legacy on the Pirates. Tremaine thinks Bryce Elder will have a good outing for Atlanta in that one. Tremaine says Ramon's fading that steam here today with those Giants, I think he said. But what about today? Pittsburgh took the steam here. Zoe likes the Phillies. Blue says forget it. Take the Pirates here. Fernando says Philly team total under. And Robert says under in the first 5. And Blue says the Pirates might be alcoholics. I think that's what Blue is. To the Pirates, man, the Bucks have been drinking, huh? I think the discount here is going to, man, I'm impressed by the steam here, but I still don't like Pittsburgh long term, right? This offense just not enough here, and I think Suarez is enough here. I'm gonna have to try Philly. I'll just put them on the money line. I know that is a little bit still a little high there, but that's about as high as I'll go on this show anyway, $1.50. And I'm going to do it today. I'm going to take Philly. I think this is a discount right now with the 25-cent move. I know it is reflective of Harper's status, it feels like here today, but also maybe, just maybe, I have a little bit better starter here with Suarez over Haney. Maybe at home, Haney's starting to look pretty comfortable. Okay, Phillies team total under here for Germain. And they're struggling to get the runs. Here's Philly Eagle Flyer. Phillies first 3 under, Nerfy tied after 2 innings. Man, watching the first 3 innings with Philly Eagle Flyer must be stressful. All right. And we're getting back to want to peek in at the tennis action here. What a comeback by Goff, huh? Tie the mat, another break. Now on serve here. Really quick comeback, and the momentum for Goff makes me feel like quick start for Sabalenka, and then here comes Goff right now. So this is going to be a good one, and getting your money's worth with Goff, it feels like now at plus $2. It was plus $2. That's not the live line, but basically pre-flop. Okay. Let's go to the next one here with the Rangers taking on the Nationals here in this one. And let me fix DeGrom's name there. There we go. There's no space there. DeGrom here going up against the Nationals. Now Texas is on a losing streak, but at least you got DeGrom in there. Nothing wrong with Jake DeGrom at this point, other than the fact that no run support. They are 7-5 with DeGrom on the mound. He's 5-2, 2.34 ERA, 0.98 WHIP. He's been extremely solid so far. 203 batting average against, for Mitchell Parker here. A pleasant surprise. Yeah, the numbers are getting a little high now for the young pitcher, but he's been doing a good job. Nationals are 7-5 with Mitchell Parker on the mound. That's pretty good for a team 3 games under 500. 4.71 ERA, 256 BABIP. I'd say pretty reasonable numbers. He doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but he's done a pretty nice job here for sure. And maybe he could get into a little bit of a pitcher's duel here with DeGrom today, given the fact that we saw, yesterday's game was just 2-0 there right now. In fact, you look at these head-to-head games between these two teams last year, and the same thing, kind of the losing team in last year's series when they played at Texas were 0-0-1. So usually this has been kind of a near shutout for whichever team wins. And after what we saw yesterday, why couldn't it be a very low scoring game here possibly? Let's go to the chat and take a look. You got DeGrom still here though, as Sabalenka just breaks now, and Sabalenka is going to be serving for the set, I believe, here, if I'm paying attention while doing the show. DeGrom here, $1.70, $1.75, the total 8/15. So I don't know. I think the Nats could possibly hang in here for a run line play. They're only minus $1.20 on the run line today. So I'm going to try the Nats here. Look, the Rangers, we know their issues here. They play in a million unders because their offense isn't that great either, averaging just 3.3 runs per game. So yeah, the Nationals, have a poor bullpen, and but Texas just doesn't score enough runs. We know that. Texas is 1-9 in their last 10 games on the road. Washington's actually won 12 of their last 18 games overall. 13 of the last 18 games for Texas has gone under. Washington's gone under in 6 of their last 7 games at home. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under, and Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. Texas is 11-21 to the under as a favorite. I'm going to take Washington here on the run line. Let's get your comments here. Feels like a little bit more good morning to Wine Time in the chat today. And also, we've got 9 Legacy Nationals, first 5. Robert says, give me the Nats, first 5 run line. That's interesting because obviously with DeGrom there, but good price, I would think. Murphy here for 9 Legacy. Rangers team total under. Wine Time says, the Nats, they're, not terrible here. They're a profitable team here so far this season. Mitchell Parker, definitely profitable. And Rangers, Robert says, Rangers on the road, just 9-22 overall, and also 5-10 against left-handed pitching. I want to say hello to Larry Peoples today in the chat. He says, KC. So I think he's got Kansas City. I think he's got Kansas City in there or somewhere. He's got New Mexico, maybe. Hi, Larry. Hope everything's okay. Did we just get butt dialed? 16 runs in the last 5. What do we got here? Now let's move on. I'll take Nationals run line. The Diamondbacks are taking on the Reds here in this one with Nelson going up here against Martinez in this one. Let's take a look here for Ryan Nelson here. He's got a record coming in of 2-1 with a 3.43 ERA, 13 appearances, 3 starts, a whip of 199, batting average against with 237. BABIP here in this one.
Team play.
For Nick Martinez here, Martinez 3-6 with a 3.89 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 256 batting average against, and a 290 BABIP. These two pitchers are combined 4-11 to the under so far this season. Now they're playing in Cincinnati, though. Let's see if that's a factor for you guys. The Reds are just 3-9 with Martinez on the mound. They are 30-33. Arizona's on a 4-game winning streak here right now, following yesterday's win over the Reds by the score of. No, this is game. Let me dial it back here a little bit. So they do have to complete the first game here today. They'll play the first game of the completions 3-3. I believe it's in the 7th inning, so that could affect you guys. It could affect bettors a little bit here heading into the second game, but we'll see. Right, this is the regularly scheduled game, so let's see what you have though in this one with Cincinnati taking on the Reds here, and they got to play 3 innings, and it is tied, so that's a little bit of a factor too. If there's extra innings or something, I guess. But okay, chat, let's see what you have here. But that is a little bit of a factor in this game. I think Larry said, yes, I did butt dial you guys. Here's 9 Legacy on Cincinnati money line. And Blue is not pitching for today in the game. Let's see. Might be on the Reds. Philly Eagle Flyers on the over here. And Jermaine says he thinks this one goes over big time right now with Nelson and Martinez. And that might be it from you guys in the chat. In this one, I better make my call. Check it out. I did talk about this game on the Cover the Spread show on YouTube. So, look, love the views here, but I found myself on a little bit of a show getting a few views over there, didn't I, on that Cover the Spread show? Man, that thing's getting over 2,000 views a day. I might be famous one day. I'm famous with you guys, aren't I? All right, what are we going to do here in this one with the Diamondbacks and the Reds? Talked about some of those trends, too, a little bit. You know, the Reds at home in this bandbox that they play in, still 12-18 to the under overall with these two. So, Jermaine says, do I have the total right there? Let me fix that. Thank you, Jermaine. That's a big issue, right? Especially when we're talking about games in Cincinnati. Let's call it 9.5 under, maybe under 15, maybe under 20 here. Yeah, definitely looking at a 9.5 here. So is that a factor? Is that a factor for anybody? That I had it wrong? No. Okay, let me fix it. I got to re-enter the data here on my board here. I actually had it wrong. All right. And for me in this one with Nelson and Martinez here, I've got to take the under today with Nelson and Martinez. All right. Next up, the Astros are taking on the Guardians. You've got Hunter Brown going up against Gavin Williams here in this one. Looks like a decent pitching matchup. Anytime Hunter Brown's in there, this guy's going crazy right now. He's 8-3 with a 1.83 ERA, 0.9 WHIP, 185 batting average against, striking out 30% of the batters right now. Astros are 8-4 with Brown in there at this point. The widely reported steam did come in on Cleveland here, despite the fact that Houston won yesterday's game by the score of 4-2. In a low-scoring game, no doubt about it. Williams comes in here 5-3 with a 3.79 ERA, 1.44 WHIP, 235 batting average against, and a 297 BABIP. Cleveland 7-5 with Williams on the mound here. And well, you look at right now for these two, you have the Guardians here coming in, having lost 3 of their last 4 games overall right now. And the Astros, they've been pretty hot up here for sure of late. Astros have won 4 of their last 5. They've also won 8 of the last 9 games against Cleveland overall. They're down to $1.15 here right now, maybe $1.20, but $1.15, and the total is pretty much a flat 7, it feels like, between these two. So, like I said, widely reported move on Cleveland here, but the Astros seem to have their number. 8-1 against Cleveland, as I said, in the last 9. Now, Houston's gone under in 4 of their last 5, and they've also gone under in 7 of their last 9 on the road. Cleveland's gone under in 5 straight, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams here have gone under. And also, you look at Houston overall, 11-16 to the under on the road. Cleveland, 14-22 to the under as an underdog here. Give me the under in this one. It's 7. I get that, but yesterday was 4-2, and I don't know. I think it looks like another tight pitching duel, but I'll give it as my free play there. It's still a very low number here at 7. But the Astros starting to pick up the bats finally here a little bit with this win streak. They're now averaging 4 runs per game. So is Cleveland. But the Astros pitching is about a half a run better so far, and they've clearly got the better starter here right now in this one, and also the better bullpen by about half a run. So there we go. And we've got the Astros here for 9 legacy. Blue says Astros as well. How about Philly Eagle Flyers? Got both Major League Soccer games, both teams to score. The matchups today are Chicago and DC United, and also Austin against Colorado. Astros here, they find a way to win. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Astros. Robert likes the Astros. And I think what you can say about the Astros in this one is they were $1.35. Now they're $1.15 with a much better pitcher. Yeah, maybe that move is coming on Cleveland. Given the fact that the Astros have this team's number, it looks like a discount to me now. We do know that Cam Smith was, I think, left the lineup yesterday. Or didn't make the start. Is that what happened? So maybe he'll be back today, but I think he is questionable. Robert likes the under here. Blue says, could this be a consensus? Remember when we used to do the consensus? Got to bring it back. I've got to bring it back. I really like doing it. Man, we miss Thomas, don't we? All right. I have the under in that one. Kansas City taking on the White Sox here with Michael Wacha on the mound, 2.88 ERA. And, well, how about Hauser? So far, we made fun of him like he was a pickup off the street. Remember, he was in the minor leagues. What happened was the Rangers basically cut him loose so he could go get a job as a starting pitcher in the major leagues, right? So they're kind of saying, hey, we're satisfied with our guys. We don't necessarily, want to hold you back. So Hauser did land on the White Sox, and, well, what can you say? He's done a terrific job so far. 1.47 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, 255 BABIP. You got to expect some regression, I would think, from Hauser. He wasn't like he was in the majors, but so far, so good. Wacha, talk about so far, so good. 2.88 ERA, 239 batting average against, a 1.16 WHIP for Wacha. Doing a pretty good job this season for the Royals here. They come in here having won 10 of the last 11 against the White Sox here. Currently, this first set is really heating up here right now with Sabalenka and Goff, isn't it? Kansas City's won 7 of the last 9 games here in Chicago, although the White Sox got it done yesterday. And, well, White Sox have won 3 3 of their last 4 games overall. 13 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I would expect some good pitching here early on between these two. The widely reported steam did come in on the White Sox here. In fact, the Royals are down to maybe $1.40, maybe even $1.35 here. So, look, Royals are still. Think about their record here: 3 games over 500. Yeah, the White Sox are 24 games under 500 already. They are playing, like I said, just a tad bit better right now, but still the Royals dominate this team despite what happened in game 1. I mean, that was the first loss to them in 10 games. So, are we getting a discount here on Kansas City? You got to wonder. And you're up against a guy who was not in the major leagues. Basically said, hey, you could go be a major leaguer with Chicago. And Jermaine says, waka, waka, waka. In that one, blue with the under here. And Andrew says, fade Rory. I don't know, Andrew. Do you think it's possible, though, that Rory just wanted to get you don't want to go in there missing the cut like he did at the Canadian Open, but, was he really gunning it here to win the Canadian Open? Was he looking just to get in and get out there a little bit, experiment, and then get out after 2 rounds and make sure he gets a round or 2 in and gets ready for the Open? But you'd think, you want to at least make the cut. Okay, under here for, I agree, for Eagle Flyer. Maybe this is, what, in fact, let me, like I said, I said I want to, the products over there at Tony's does include the first 5. Now, I don't sell any first 5s, but I'm going to go first 5 here, under, as my pick. I'm going to try to incorporate a little bit more first 5s into the show a little bit. And that's I'm gonna go first 5 under here. How's that? Is that okay? Can I start to do that, or is that okay if I start to play some first 5s with you guys instead of a full game? Or no one ever asked for what they like. Hey, Ramon, pick this. This is just how I started the show 4 years ago, giving a pick out on every game, and I really haven't really deviated from that. But we see so many derivatives and. Let me know. I'm going to take first 5 under, and we'll just experiment with that a little bit. I mean, I play plenty of first 5s privately and talk about it on some of the shows and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Fernando says, as long as it wins, right? It's easier said than done, Fernando. Come on. All right. How about Coco Gauff saving the set? Man, this is an exciting match here. I'm sure you guys are watching it as well. 30 all, Gauff serving. All right. Next up is the Marlins taking on Tampa Bay here with, hey, you got Weathers pitching. I'm a Weathers guy. He comes in here with a 2.49 ERA, 1.0 whip, 188 batting average against. Weathers, since coming back, has been great so far with the numbers. Now Miami's just 1-3 with Weathers on the mound. Taj Bradley, 3.95 ERA, 1.2 whip. Pretty average numbers, but you're going to get a solid effort from Bradley each time out there right now. For Bradley, he comes in here about $1.45. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here, but it's still 8.5, even shaded to the over right now. Interestingly enough, I'll call it 8.5 over 15 currently with these two. But let's see how you have it here with Miami, 15 games under 500 here, but it does feel like they've gotten up a little bit here for this, even though they, ended up losing yesterday's game 4-3. Still close game there, but Tampa on a winning streak here right now. They've won 4 in a row, and Miami's on a losing streak. So for Miami coming here, they've lost 5 in a row. They've also lost 15 of the last 19 games in a row currently here to Tampa Bay. Miami just 5-13, their last 18 on the road. Tampa's won 5 straight at home. They've also gone 9-2 in their last 11 games at home against the Marlins. So, look, Tampa's starting to be Tampa here again, right? They're 5 games over 500. Now, there's no doubt in my mind, to me, looking at the way the line has kind of trickled back and forth, it feels like the Sharps are on Miami here. But I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I mean, I got to find a way on this Tampa Bay team at this point. This almost, I don't know, feels like to me, looking at the even at this modest price, look, Miami's going one way and Tampa's going the under. Tampa's going the other. So I almost gave away my super premium there, but still $1.45 right now. Dollar starting to see some a little bit higher too. You almost could move it to $1.50. I know I said I don't give too many $1.50, so I'm going to take Tampa Bay here. I don't know if I can go run line with these guys right now, but I'll take Tampa Bay. I'm just going to take Tampa Bay. Here we go. Royals money line, Tampa Bay run line for 9 legacy. Caminero is one of the hottest players in the game, isn't he, Jermaine? He's exciting too. Blue on the over here. I think Jermaine, he likes the action in this tennis. I think that's what he's saying. And let's see, Marlins first 5 for Robert. I could appreciate, the Marlins playing hard a little bit here. Here's Philly Eagle Flyer leaning under, first 3 under Nerfy, tied after 2. We've got those early inning sweats with Philly Eagle Flyer. All right, let's go to the big one here right now on Saturday with the Red Sox here. Oh, I got the Padres game first. I got hey, this is the big one. Padres taking on the Brewers here. And look, yesterday I said take the Padres. You probably saw me giving those guys a hard time over there on the happy hour show. They all took the Brewers. And I said, what are you guys doing? Might have scared the young guys that were making their first appearances on that show. I said, I'm going to cut you guys off from. They shouldn't have let me host the show. I was like, I'm going to cut you guys off going against my Padres. But again, I was just more interested in the Padres when they are kind of a 120-ish, 125 dog or whatever it was yesterday. This is a little different. This game's rated a little bit closer here with Milwaukee, about $1.15 total, 8.5 under at minus $1.20 or so. Yeah, definitely shaded to the under in this one with Padres. And the Brewers today, obviously the Padres playing a little bit up and down right now. This bullpen, I don't know if they're going to. They have the man to fix it. They've got the best pitching coach, in my opinion, in baseball. So maybe it'll only be a matter of time, but they might be kind of pressed for time here, even though it is the middle of June. Can't let these teams get away too much up ahead of them right now in the standings. But you know what? The Dodgers are to be had. Come on, with this pitching situation, the way the Dodgers are, the Padres are only 2 games out of first place right now. Or is it 2? It's 1. So the Padres are 1 game out of first place behind the Dodgers. Giants are 2 games out of first. Milwaukee, 34-30. They've been great at home, of course. 18-11 overall. Brewers have won 9 of their last 11 games. Padres have won 8 of 12, but they beat the Brewers in 4 of their last 5 games here. You do have Quintana, obviously a veteran here. Looking pretty good since he's been in there. 2.77 ERA, 266 BABIP's okay for sure. For Kolek, he's looked good. 3-1 with a 3.47 ERA, 1.2 the WHIP. But now this one I'm not as excited about with my Padres. I hope they get there, but this one's going to be a close game, I think. Let's see what you got here. in this one. The Padres taking on the Brewers, a little bit more closely rated here. So here we go to the chat in this one. I tried to go over yesterday and got beat. I might want to go over again. Maybe I can't stand it. Blue says, did I take my? Yeah, I did. I love to take my vitamins now that they have them that tasting like candy and gummies. You take that creatine and take those gummy vitamins. Those are good, man. It's almost like candy. Can you overdose on vitamins? I don't know. Fernando likes the under his Brewer. It's Fernando against Ramon today. Blues on the Brewers on the money line. And let's see here. Robert likes the Padres. First 5 here in this one. All right. And I think that's going to do it for the Padre game here. And I got to make my call in this one. And, I'm going to go under here with the Padres and the Brewers. I know I was thinking over, but after I got shot down yesterday on an over and it finished 2-0 or whatever it was, I'll try the under here tonight. All right. Red Sox, Yankees with Garrett Crochet going up against Ryan Yarbrough here in this one for the Yankees here. They come in 39-23. Still the Red Sox 5 games under 500. They're not getting it going here, right? Every time they get kick-started, they get slapped in the face a little bit, and they've lost 3 of 4, and now you're playing the Yankees. Just lost 9-6. They trailed early yesterday, 7-0. They never got it on track in that game yesterday. So do have the Yankees a little bit more reasonable here, $1.15. In fact, I'm showing the Red Sox are favored, probably because of Crochet on the mound here. I think it's safe to say a advantage Red Sox as far as starting pitching is concerned, but still, you're on the road. You've got an okay pitcher here with Yarborough, who's kind of a medium opener, right? He can spin a little bit for a few innings. 13 appearances, 5 starts. He's 3-0. Red Sox are 7-6 with Crochet on the mound. They're also 3-10 to the under with him on the mound. Crochet a 1.98 ERA, 1.0 WHIP, 203 batting average against, a 280 BABIP right now, but Yarborough 2.83 ERA, 201 batting average against. So looks like a good pitching matchup on paper, but we're in the Bronx here. Let's see what you got today. Boston has lost 6 of its last 7 against the Yankees. They've dropped 9 of their last 12 games overall. Also, Boston's gone 2-8 in their last 10 games on the road here right now. Yankees have won 7 of their last 8 games at home. So you do have Crochet, but you don't have a rookie going there, man. Yarborough's been around. We know that, right? Yankees 21-10 at home. Red Sox just 13-19 on the road. Is Crochet enough? And this offense, can it be enough here for Boston? Look, they're averaging 4.8 runs a game. Yankees 5.4 runs per game. And let's see here. Yankees run line for Blue. Roberts on the Yankees. Jermaine's on the Yankees. 9 Legacy says Red Sox and Brewers today. And Blue says it's a hate thing when it comes to the Red Sox and the Yankees. So let's see what I'm gonna take the Yankees. I can't pass on this price. Look, Crochet, awesome, no doubt about it, but it's gonna be tough enough just to hang in there. It feels like with these guys, and it should be a pretty good game. And at this price, I gotta take the Yankees at minus $1.05 here. You got a couple left-handers going, and I think that's the way I'm looking at it. Yankees got a fine chance here to win, and you don't get them at this price there very often, right, Robert? nobody's doubting Crochet's not a fine pitcher. I think that's for sure. But, uh, you know, this is still a team that is playing very, very well right now in the Yankees. And for whatever reason, Boston just hasn't gotten it together here right now. They're already 10.5 games back. All right, next up's the Mariners taking on the Angels. We got Luis Castillo going up against Jack Kokonowitz. And this one, the Mariners on the road. They're on a losing streak here right now with this one. And hey, hopefully you caught my play there. Like I said, over at the Cover the Spread show yesterday, I said take the Angels in the game here. And can they do it here again today? The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. For Castillo here. We're not getting peak Castillo, I guess, but he's still got a 3.03 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. Mariners are 6-6 with Castillo on the mound, but Kokonowitz, Angels are 5-7 with him on the mound, 5.34 ERA, 1.5 WHIP, and 281 batting average against here in this one. So, well, we know Seattle's going to have the starting pitching matchup here, but still the Angels have won 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams, and it's not like the Angels have been any better than the Mariners over the last season. Angels, though, have lost 8 of their last 12, but Seattle's lost 4 of 5 coming in, including yesterday's opener in the series, 5-4. The Angels were able to hang on in that one. So Seattle's gone under in 8 of their last 11 on the road, including 4 of their last 5 overall. Angels are 4-8 to the under in their last 12 games, and 5 of their last 6 games at home have gone under here. Like I said, the widely reported steam was on the under here. It's 9 under, 15 though still. So let's hear it from the chat right now in the game between Seattle and the Angels. Here we have our 3 late West Coast games here tonight. What do you have in the chat? With Mariners money line for blue. Jermaine says you get a discount here when you're talking because of the losing record. This gives you a chance to play the Yankees at that discount. I think what Jermaine's saying. Blue says maybe it's a parlay leg. Here's 9 Legacy, says Seattle on the run line in this one. And Philly Eagle Flyer likes the M's as well. Jermaine says Castillo over in his outs. He's had 6 straight quality starts against the Angels and has pitched well against the Angels. Great point right there. I'm going to take the under in this one with Seattle and the Angels tonight. Give me the under in this one. Mets and Rockies here with Clay Holmes going here for, let me get my Holmes is straight. No, it's Clay Holmes, right? Clay Holmes is Mets. Grant Holmes is Braves. Holmes, okay. The Mets got the win there yesterday by the score of 4-2 in Colorado, right? We talked about some of these Colorado games. We've had, some kind of low scores at home. And in Colorado, you think the ball's flying out, but just 14-14 over and under at home for Colorado. And let's see, we did have the under yesterday as our pick on the show, right? Yeah, we did. For Holmes here, he's got a 3.07 ERA, 1.1 the whip. Looking at a big number here for sure with the Mets at 275. With the Rockies going with Palmquist here. But look, even though the Rockies end up losing yesterday's game, they played pretty well. They were actually giving them a real battle, and we know that the Rockies just had that neat 3-game winning streak. And you know what? I've been on these Rockies a little bit, but it does feel like it's going to be a little bit tough today. and Sabalenka. We're in a tiebreaker here right now. Man, the drama. Hey, some steam coming in here right now. I want to pass it along to you. It's on the under in that Atlanta-San Francisco game. We've talked about the massive run of unders right now with the Giants at home, right? And maybe the day games, it's not as significant because I actually don't have the breakdown. They're all unders, I guess. But, um, at night in San Francisco, the air is much heavier out there with the, right off the bay and everything like that. Maybe a little bit different in the daytime, but oh, what a first set. What a first set. And it goes to Sabalenka. But the crowd on their feet here for just a great plays there. Wow. And Sabalenka wins this first set 7-6. Remember, I'm on the game spread with golf at plus 3.5 games. And you have a feeling this, even if Sabalenka wins this second set, we're going to get another thrilling set of tennis here. Let's get 3 sets out of the ladies here today, huh? All right. We're here next with Holmes and Rockies. So, look, the Mets were able to get it done yesterday on the run line. Now, the run line today is still pretty big, $1.85 there. And don't know if I can I don't know if even I can give it out there. And I don't know if I can. Hey, Rockies are playing well enough. They stayed within 2.5 runs yesterday. Palmquist, though, weak numbers for sure. 8.5 ERA. They've lost all 4 of his starts. Rockies did make some roster moves yesterday to kind of shake things up a little bit. Didn't work out in the game, but Palmquist, 319 batting average against here. So I'm sure everyone will probably just want to take the Mets here in this one, and probably why not, but let's see how you want to play it. I'm not sure either, but I might go to an over here today. Let's see. In the chat, Mets minus 2.5. There it is, says blue. And 9 legacy going to be on the Mets as well. Mets have won 10 of their last 13. They've beaten Colorado in 6 straight. Colorado's lost 7 of their last 8 at home. They've lost 14 of their last 18, but they have won 4 of their last 7. I think, yeah. Is that right? 4 of their, I think I got it right. Mets have gone under in 11 of their last 14 on the road. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under here, but I'm going to go over in this one as my play. Yeah, maybe Palmquist could get rocked here a little bit. And, Colorado's shown some life on offense. I know we're dealing with a Colorado game, and it is 11, and they're not all going over at this point. It's not old school Colorado, I guess, but Robert's with me in this one. I'm going to take the over. I was kind of going to use that as a premium, but who knows what we can do with this line right now with the 275. But like I said, I don't want to lay 2.5. So give me the over. All right, one last game here tonight. And oh my gosh, the A's didn't go over yesterday. It was 5-4. What happened? I mean, it was 5-4. I said, you know what? I've got this over. I'm going to get this over here in Oakland again. It goes over every night. I'm going to go up to the burger place and get a bacon cheeseburger and bring it back with some onion rings. And by the time I get back, I'll have that winner. Got back for the last couple of it. It went 5-4 all the way. It never went over. What happened? Well, you got Morton pitching today, at least here. Morton, 6.21 ERA. He's 2-7 with a 3.14 batting average against. He's up against Luis Severino, 1-5 record, but 4.54 ERA and a 2.91 BABIP. coming into this one, Baltimore lost yesterday. The A's won, baby. Yesterday, 5-4 in that game, and A's have won 2 in a row here. Baltimore had that winning streak snapped right now, and well, Morton's pitching, so people look to maybe this is the spot to fade. Look, remember, the Orioles are only a game and a half better than the Athletics so far this season, despite the fact that the A's have lost 20 of their last 22 games or whatever it is overall right now, or maybe it might be a 20 out of 23, right? They've lost 20 out of 23 because they have a 2-game winning streak and they were 1 for 21. So, definitely a rough run here. And the Orioles were on that hot streak, but I don't know, it came to an end. And now you've got a near toss up here, it feels like right now. I'm showing the line at a little bit higher now, even for Baltimore, $1.25 or so. Hey, some steam is coming in right now on the Texas Rangers with DeGrom. Man, DeGrom's going north of $1.75 here on the road. Remember, I already said I'm on the Nationals on the run line here, but DeGrom taking the steam right now, and the Rangers are pushing $1.85, $1.87 here at the stations. So my home book, just a couple of miles from me here. All right, and I think that's going to do it for this one. What do you have here with Baltimore and the A's today? Give me the A's tonight. I'm taking the Athletics here against the Orioles. All right. Oh, let me get your comments on this one. I think Jermaine, I don't know if he means when you got the Colorado and the Atlanta game together. I don't know which game he means here. Maybe both. How about Blue? He loves Shake Shack. I do too. And Nine Legacy says, yeah, he'll take Vegas as well. We could say Vegas. I like that. Philly Eagle Flyer on the over. Blue is on the Orioles. Roberts on the over. And Jermaine is on the A's here in this one. All right. That's it for the baseball today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Great segment here. Hopefully I'll have some winners there. But don't forget, I do have more plays for you today over at winnable.com. I'll have my baseball picks coming in there as well. My sports money premiums for sure. Didn't give you all the best ones, I got to admit, but try to give you a winner on every game. Okay, let's go to the WNBA right now and take a look at the action here today in the W. All right. Let me get 3 games here in the WNBA today, and let's start it off with the Aces taking on the Valkyries here. And this one, Valkyries, the Valkyries, according to Norse Lair, the Valkyries are the females that chose which fallen warriors were permitted to enter Odin's, posthumously enter Odin's lore, if you will. I don't know if I got that right. All right, Aces here by 12. Call it 13 now, and the total 160.5. This line has just continued to climb right now. They expect the Aces to come in here and beat up on these Valkyries here at this point. Look, the Aces, they're 4-2, 1-0 in the Commissioner's. Woo! 1-0 in the Commissioner's Cup here. Golden State 2-5. They're 0-2 in the Commissioner's Cup, so they're just about eliminated here already. They've lost 4 straight, including a 9-point loss at Phoenix here. But Vegas has won 2 straight, including a 75-70 win over Seattle coming into this one. So WNBA action here today. 3 games. This one goes at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific time in this one. Let's see how you have it today with Las Vegas taking on Golden State. Go to the chat. And nothing here from you guys in this one. That's going to put the pressure on me here to make the play in this game. Look, this thing just keeps going up. Golden State is 4-3 against the spread so far, including 2-1 against the spread at home. It looks like this team is actually pretty good, and they actually played pretty tough, and this line just keeps going up. I'm taking the Valkyries here in this one over Las Vegas. All right, Valkyries for 9 Legacy. Next up, the Indiana Fever are taking on the Chicago Sky, and the Fever are favored. They're down to 2.5. Interesting, right? No Clark still, and you know what? The Sky, they won 2 games against Dallas. They were both against Dallas. Is that really going to change their fortunes here right now? They're 2-4. Indiana's 3-4. You'd think that Indiana. Now, hopefully, you caught my WNBA show there a little bit. This total was as high as 168.5 when we filmed it, and even ran it overnight here. I was said, hey, go under 168.5 for sure. It's down to 164.5, just to be fair here. So I'll still go with the under as my play. I just kind of want to reiterate here, I really missed out. So please make sure you're checking into that show pretty early. It came out there well in advance of this line move. It had already moved to 167.5, I think, when the show came out, and now it's dropped a full 4 points here. For Indiana, they did snap a 3-game losing streak with the win over the Washington Mystics. They definitely have not performed very well without Clark, but they're 4-3 against the spread, which is kind of interesting to me. But Chicago clearly has taken the action here. This game opened as high as 5. It's now 2.5. Some talk about Cardoso could miss the game. I don't think that is going to be the case eventually. Here, I do expect Cardoso to be in there. Now, going up against Aaliyah Boston isn't easy. I'd miss the game too. But no doubt Clark is back. Clark is not back. And I don't think Cunningham, even though some talk that she could return after a 1-game absence, I'm not sure that she's necessarily coming back tonight, but the talk was that she could make it back tonight. Now, Chicago is not playing the type of defense that they need to be playing, so it is kind of interesting the total has dropped here so much, but these 170s just looked a little high here right now, and there's no doubt that even though after the first part of the season, we're almost split on these totals here. So, okay, let's see how if you like this game at all. But I'm going to stick with the under here just on the premise that I've already gone under, and I'm going to bring you that opinion here and just kind of reinforce it as I've already been on a show saying go under, and there's been a 4-point move. So, let's see if you have anything on this, though. I mean, I'm not going to come back on the over or anything, and I just want to make it clear. Here, Fever minus 2.5 Blue says take that discount. Sky money line for 9 Legacy, and you know what? I'm going to give the Sky. I'm going to go out on a limb. About a limb, but I'm going to say the Sky is going to be better than these early games. I mean, look at this. Maybe it's a depth issue, but look, you've got Vandersloot, you've got Ariel Atkins, who. No, it's going to be tough against Kelsey Mitchell. I admit that too, but. She's the one that's kind of carrying this team here a little bit offensively, right? She had 26 in the last win over Dallas. Look, say what you want about Reese, but 14 points, 9 rebounds in the win over Dallas, the last win over Dallas. Kia Nurse definitely had a better game as well, and Cardoso is long. Hopefully she's in there. I would imagine that she is going to be in there considering this line move a little bit. But all right, that's it for you guys. Not much excitement in the WNBA today. Let's go to one more game here with the Seattle Storm taking on the Phoenix Mercury. You got the Storm here on the road. 5.5 point favorite.
Major line move.
Is it still 5.5? It's 6.5. Oh my goodness. Gonna have to lay these. Well, I'm gonna take the Storm here as my play on the show. Give me Seattle. I'll just say it right now at 6.5. Look, I've been on this Phoenix team, but I just don't think the matchup here is very good. And there's a little bit of a tax here. I kind of wanted to play this as a premium, but I'm going with Seattle in this one. Phoenix has the better record here so far. They come in, I believe 6-3. Is that right? Yes, 6-3. They're 2-1 in the Commissioner's Cup. Seattle's 1-1. Chicago, by the way, that's their first Commissioner's Cup game today in the tournament. Also, this total, another one where. Please set your bookmarks on that WNBA show. I said on the show last night, go under 157.5. It's down to 154. I've really been on top of these totals here so far this season. I'm going to go with Seattle. Here they are, 4-4. 4-4. They just snapped a 3-game losing streak with a win over Dallas, like everybody does. Seattle is 1-4 to the under as a favorite, and Phoenix is 0-4-1 to the under as a dog. So Phoenix is off of a win and cover against Golden State, but at 6.5 points, I'm going to take Seattle to win here comfortably on the road at this time. The stats aren't going to necessarily point to this one. Mercury is 4-2 against the spread at home, and Seattle just 2-3 against the spread as a favorite. But I'm taking the Storm here in this one. Nine Legacy likes Mercury to cover. That's it for the WNBA, I believe. All right. Chat not too thrilled with this league or the Commissioner's Cup or whatever. Don't worry, I'll make the picks here. All right, let's go to the CFL right now and take a look at some of the action for today. See if you're interested here in some Canadian Football League with Hamilton on the road, taking on Calgary. 2 games today in the CFL. This one's at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific time. Here, so let's see if you guys have any Canadian Football League plays. If not, I'll make the plays here in this one. And man, I gotta like Hamilton here. Look, I just like these skill players for sure on Hamilton. You have Bo Levi Mitchell back in there, of course, a quarterback for Hamilton this season. You got a great running game with Greg Bell, of course, and you've got top skill players, Shamar Bridges. I think he's going to be in there this season, right? So should be there, and Tim White as well. So, still got Vernon Adams Jr. He'll probably have a pretty good game. He's got a good running back in Dedrick Mills, but I don't know if they have other than Beggleton, I don't know if they have the skill people that Hamilton have here, and I'm going to take Hamilton in this one. All right, and one more game in the CFL. The Elks are going to take on the Lions in this one. And look, we know the Lions are going to have a pretty good defense, it feels like to me. And, well, they could put up a number here on Edmonton, it feels like. They're favored by 5.5. The total, 49. I struck out with an over yesterday, but I've got to go over here right now. Look, if anything... Yeah, give me the over. I know it's 49. Man, that was a high score yesterday, and that did not go over, but I'm going to go over with the Elks and the Lions here with Nathan Rourke in that lineup for the Lions here. And look, he's going to have McGinnis. He's going to have Butler in the running game a little bit. And I think at least Edmonton has a little bit more of a 1-2 punch, it feels like, in that running game. But when you're going up against BC, man, it's going to be tough enough, I would think, this season to run the ball against them. They do have Dunbar. We know that he can be explosive, but I don't know. Curly Gittins. Yeah, give me the over. All right. 9 Legacy's got Hamilton, lay it, and he's also got Edmonton, take the points. Thanks, 9 Legacy. I want to go over the CFL. That's it for the Morning Steam show. Head on over to winnable.com. Get more picks from me today. I'm going to send out a couple of packages here for sure. And check it out with my picks over there, including my UFC picks are behind the paywall over here. Look, if you want to get picks from the guys, we've got the playbook up, ready, open, available for members. You can go to the Google Sheets, get all the breakdowns from the guys, but I've got my plays out there as well if you want to get them. Now, you can watch the show today, and I give out my play right before the fight starts. So, but if you want to get them early, make sure you get the bets in. It's only $3 to get those plays today, or just get the subscription here, 50 cents a day when you subscribe over at winnable.com. My UFC picks are up there. I pick every fight, win, lose, or draw here, win, lose, or the method of the fight as well. So check it out there over at winnable.com. Get more plays from me here today and those other sports as well. So please check it out. And don't forget, you can get the UFC previews today with me and VB. We previewed the main event, a couple other fights, and also First Strike as well. So make sure you check that out. And we're going to do it one more time. We're going to do it every show for the next day or two until we get the contest going. Let's go to it. Mikey, what do you got?
Sports Money's excited to present Chillin' and Grillin'. It's our 4th of July contest designed to bring you a barbecue from the Sports Money family. Real simple contest. It's a ribeye play of the day. You too can get in the ribeye business. And it's a real simple contest. All you have to do is pick one player per day. The contest period runs from June 9th through June 19th. That's a 10-day contest. That means you pick one player. You'll see on the screen Ohtani, RBI with the price and the book. You'll post that each day, 1 entry per day required for 10 total entries. And of course, you got to post it to the designated video. It's in the comments field that we want to focus on this contest. Entries, of course, must be in before the game starts. We'll tally them all up. When it's all said and done, we'll look at the best net gain, net profit generated from the RBIs. And the winner will receive the gift basket you see on the right, a gift card to pay for your barbecue fun. Enjoy the contest. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and keep the comments coming. We'll see you soon.
All right, that should be awesome as well. Hey, I'm sorry I blew this one, you guys, but they're underway in the college super regionals. Maybe you want to get on this one live here. I played the over. I'm sorry I blew that there. I forgot we were starting there a few minutes ago. I am on the over in that first game. They're just underway here in the first inning. So if you want to get on it live here a little bit with Louisville and Miami, hopefully you can get on it. But I did take over 13.5 runs in that first game with Louisville and Miami. And let me see here, since I need to do you a solid here, I also have the over in the second game that starts here in just about an hour with North Carolina and Arizona, over 14. This one's kind of been a runaway number a little bit, and I have a lot of runs here today, so I'm not going to go premium now at 14, but I'd prefer to take the over rather than switching here. The steam came in on the over, and man, that one's gotten away a little. Oh, you know what? I'm seeing here actually, some of the sharp books are down to 12.5, but I do know some of the square books are showing 13.5 over right now. So just wait a little bit on that. Wait a little bit. I think the line's starting to drop. I do like the over North Carolina, Arizona. I see a couple books starting to drop here to 12.5 over. So just hang tight on that if you're going to tail me here in that one. So I will have some premium picks today as well over there at winnable.com. So check it out if you want some more plays in NCAA baseball. I think I've already got 3 lined up here for the premiums. So please go over there and subscribe if you want some more plays from me in college baseball today. I think that'll do it right now. Go to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off the packages. Comes out to 50 cents a day when you subscribe for 1 month. It supports me here on the channel. I've got about 4 dozen of you lined up, and it comes out to about $1 a day. You could figure it out, man. You guys are paying me good here, like $50 to do this show every day. I'm like, man, that's like $20 an hour. So hopefully, please keep subscribing and keep me coming back. It's a reasonable pay for a degenerate gambler here in the satellite studios. All right. Hey, don't forget today we're going to be here in just about 7 hours from now for the UFC coverage, companion coverage with Mikey, with Jeff, with Sub, with myself, and Keith will probably join us as well. So make sure you join us here for the UFC coverage today. UFC 316 should be a pretty good card. Look, the lines are a bit lopsided in some of these matches here, so you better join the guys and find out how to make the most of your UFC card here on Saturday night. All right, that's going to do it for the morning steam. Be back tomorrow 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific with more sports betting action. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.